Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I think we've finally ripped most people away from the food. Thank you for joining us. It's our 9th annual Cyber Summit today. For once, no train strikes, no torrential rain, no global pandemics, or at least not locking us in our homes. And thank you very much for all braving the cold weather and transport systems to get here today. As I said, this is our 9th annual Cyber Summit. We've done the last 3, it's quite interesting, I was looking back at the last 3 we did, and 2 years ago, right in the midst of COVID, we did one about, we had to rethink cybersecurity. We had to rethink how we were managing with things like getting everyone remote, and what did that mean for the world of it. And it certainly accelerated a number of things that we had to deal with very admirably as businesses. Last year we sat up and talked about how we needed to think beyond just being resilient in addressing the future. And this year, it's about reframing the conversation. And what do we mean by that? So firstly, a lot of the stuff, I see it very much evolutionary in terms of what we said in the preceding 2 years. But what's definitely true, and what you're going to be hearing today from some of our experts, is the world is ever more complex. There's more external risk than ever, and you're going to hear that particularly from people like Sir Graham, and indeed from extracts from the Digital Defence Report that Jose is going to walk through. As a result, we've got more threats than ever attacking our business. And again, Jose is going to walk through that, and indeed Dave from Santander will equally share some of those thoughts. But at the same time, and I guess what's different and really has accelerated in terms of macroeconomic environment that we live in, and you just need to look at the world in terms of Meta letting a load of people go, Google, a number of things. We have to tighten the purse strings a little bit more. We have to be more circumspect than ever in how we spend the funds we have to make us more secure. But wait a minute, that security paradigm is shifting more than ever, and it's become more challenging than ever. So it's not an easy equation to deal with. But as I said, today we're going to go through some of that. I'd say touch on it. This has been, it's great to hold. This is only our 2nd physical event, actually. We are streaming today as well, mostly for a lot of our overseas customers who couldn't get here today. But this has been a really exciting year, and I'm sure it's been, what precedes or comes after 2 very tumultuous years. It's been a very big year for us, and not only have we been sort of recognised in the industry as Cyber Company of the Year, recognised with Service Excellence Awards, which is at the heart of what we do. Effectively, we are a people business, we deliver a service, so it's really gratifying to be recognised as such, and that hopefully plays to us giving a better service to you, our customers. We've also, people are at the heart of what we do, and being recognised for the 2nd year running as a great place to work, of course, is also important. We can't do what we do in isolation. We rely on our partners, many of whom are here today, and I'll touch on that a little later. But again, this year has seen us significantly strengthen our position with Microsoft, just recently becoming verified as one of the first 2 in the UK MXDR partners. And indeed, we're one of the leading sort of security, compliance and identity experts for Microsoft today. And again, we don't build the technology, we deliver the service on top of that, so that's critical. Equally, Darktrace are with us today as well, a key component of what we deliver. And today, it's also really, at the heart of all of that is about delivering you, our customers, a better service. Our mission to make the digital world a safe place to do business is about making your world a safer place to do business. And really, in the rest of today, what you're going to hear from us and our experts and the panel is what we see the challenges are and how we think we can help you address them moving forward. So at this point, I just want to quickly thank our sponsors from Microsoft and from Microsoft, but also from Darktrace. Darktrace have got a desk over there. I think we've got Tyler, Josh, and Nathan with us. Today wouldn't have been as possible without their help and support, so thank you very much. Now, here's the point where I tell you all to pick up your phones, but which I don't usually do in the middle of when I'm talking. But, however, you will see in front of you a QR code. And if you haven't already, if you can access that, because there's some important sort of assets on there. So firstly, just as we go through the day, and before I get to the packed agenda that we're going to walk through, to support that agenda, there's speaker bios that you look through, but also, if some of you are struggling to see the screens behind the pillars, then there is the slide deck that you can use and check through your phone. Jose today is going to be walking through a session on more with less, but underpinning that is some really great data that was built on Microsoft's, I think it's their second digital defense report. It's some really fantastic information in there, and please feel free to peruse that at your pleasure. We just released a blog from Arno, and he's going to touch on some of this in terms of looking at the key cybersecurity trends that we see. That's in there. Also, very importantly, for most of the sessions, we're not going to be running around with mics at the end of it. So what I would ask is there's an ask a question section. You can do so anonymously or leave your name. And what we will do is we've got an Ask the Expert session, so we bring them all back and we'll address some of the key questions. If we can't get to them, in terms of our post-event communications, we'll come back with effectively and addressing some of those questions for you. Last but not least, there's a feedback form as well. We really take that seriously, so what you like, didn't like, what you'd like to see, not like to see, we do that, and that forms our future events. So let me get quickly to the agenda, which you will also see from that QR form. So I'm going to quickly wrap up this. Arno Roberto, CEO of ITC, is going to then go through his reflection of the last year and look at some of the key trends moving forward. We're then going to pass on to Sir Graham, who is going to walk through, who's chairman of our Cyber Advisory Council, and he's going to walk through sort of state of the nation. Jose, with us from Microsoft, is then going to do a session on how Microsoft see the world. We're going to have a quick networking break, where refreshments, toilets, etc. And then we've got our keynote, Dave, who's flown in from Jersey, almost without trouble, but got here to deliver a keynote. We're going to get them all back and have an Ask the Expert session. We'll close off with some remarks and just general stuff. And then there'll be some more drinks outside and networking opportunity afterwards. So just to point out also, those with red lanyards, if you've got any questions or whatever throughout the day, just look for the guys with red, or indeed myself, and we'll help you, point you in and answer, do our best to answer your questions. Also, I call out, we have this event live streaming today. As I said, there's a number of people, so hello USA, Africa and beyond. Thank you for joining. Again, that's, this is actually live streaming as we speak now. So I think without further ado, all that leaves me to do is hope that you enjoy today, that you find the information interesting, useful, rewarding. And at that point, I'm going to hand over to my CEO, Arno Roberto, who's going to walk through his session.